According to Saudi Arabia television on June 9, the latest report released by the U.S. Center for Foreign Policy Studies said that trying to make Iran change through negotiations is a fantasy and that any negotiations with Iran are a waste of time. The report recommends that U.S. President Donald Trump abandon his unrealistic fantasies and take a stronger stand and measures against Iran. Earlier, Trump has repeatedly said he would like to have a good chat with Iranian leaders back at the negotiating table. In an interview with the Iranian media, Iranian President Rouhani also said that if the United States shows enough goodwill and respect, Iran can consider negotiating with the United States. But the brief calm was followed by a new escalation of confrontation between the two sides. Iran's Tehran Times reported on the 9th, Iranian Defense Minister Amir Khatami questioned the sincerity of the United States to propose unconditional negotiations. He described the proposal as a false and hypocritical posture. Iran's enemies, especially the United States and Israel, want to seize every opportunity to strengthen the charges against Iran, Khatami said. They have exhausted all the despicable means of economic war, sanctions and political pressure. After a series of sanctions and blockades, the U.S. Treasury announced on the 7th that it would impose sanctions on Iran's largest petrochemical company, the Persian Gulf Petrochemical Industry Corporation, its subsidiaries and overseas sales networks. The United States has determined that the Persian Gulf Petrochemical Industry Corporation provides financial support to enterprises owned by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guards. In this regard, the Iranian Foreign Ministry strongly condemned the new round of sanctions imposed by the United States on the 8th, saying that this is an act of economic terrorism by the United States and part of the consistent hostile policy of the United States towards Iran. It proves that the United States' previous call for so-called dialogue with Iran is only rhetoric and has no sincerity at all. Iran's foreign ministry says any new sanctions imposed by the United States are doomed to failure. According to Iran's news television, reported on the 9th, Iran launched a set of advanced air defense system designed, developed and manufactured by its own country on the same day, which can intercept and destroy 6 incoming enemy targets at the same time. Khatami said at the opening ceremony of the air defense system on the same day that the system could detect enemy fighters and drones 150 kilometers away and track and intercept them within 120 kilometers. Middle East Online news site commented on the 9th, in the face of escalating pressure from the United States, Iran in addition to a high-profile political response, the military is not to be outdone. The launch of the new air defense system is a case in point, in an attempt to show the United States Iran's unyielding stand. The United States is likely to tighten sanctions against Iran in the future, and the tussle between the two countries is entering unfathomable, deep waters.